It's Sunday, March 26th here at the West End Gun Club. I'm standing here in the impact area of the upper rifle range. Set up a target here, roughly 310 yards. However, I forgot to bring my other steel target for centerfire. I set up a 3/16 inch target, and I forgot to bring my 1/2 inch steel, and I don't have a key. I thought I did have a key for the Conis container here, where we store the precision bolt rifle targetry. And yeah, I don't know. The other master director may show. He was supposed to say she's going to show up today, or he planned to show up today. However, I sent him a text message when I crossed creeks. I told him, hey, if you don't have lockers, I do not recommend crossing. And we'll get into the incident that just occurred that you saw in the pre-roll when we get back to the firing line. But anyway, forgot some targetry. Don't have the keys. I don't know if the other match director is going to show up, so I'm probably just going to have to make do with what I got. I don't know if I'm going to try to shoot centerfire on a 3/16 inch piece of steel. At moving at 75 feet per second could be problematic on that target. Granted, I do have more than this. I have plenty of, not plenty, but I have several rimfire 3/16 inch steel at home. So if I do ruin this one, I still have more, but I'd rather not ruin this piece of steel with centerfire if I don't have to. Anyway, let's go ahead and drive back down to the firing line. Let's get set up. When I rolled in this morning, there was a guy in the Foreigner and waiting at the creek, and I assumed he was part of the range. And I was gonna roll through it. It looked a little deep, and I was like, man, that might be kind of sketch. But I engaged my lockers, and I got through. There was a little bit of slip, and I was getting pulled a little bit to the right, but I made it through. But this guy, he wanted to follow me with the intent that I could pull him out. I'm like, all right, man, let's go and do this. And he got about 3/4 of the way through, and then he got stuck in his Foreigner. And he saw, I ended up winching him out, and he had some hooks on the, on his frame on the front end. And I'm like, all right. I mean, you're probably gonna need help on the way out. And I thought he was gonna, be coming to the range. And I said, hey man, just hit me up on your way out or whatever, assuming I'm still here, and let me know, or you can wait on me, and if I'm leaving, I'll just find you on the range. And he's not even a member here. He was just gonna go up on the back roads to go off-roading. I'm thinking, what the heck, man? I mean, why would you even think about this to go off-roading by yourself if you can't even make it through the creek by yourself? And I said, you know what? You can try going out the back way, but if you think at any time that you can't make it out the back road, you better just go out where you came and just sit at the creek and wait till I come out, or somebody else comes and gets you. And he's an elderly gentleman. I'm not gonna try to gauge age, but I mean, he's got to be older than my dad. I'm not saying that older people can't go do stuff, but I mean, he had a handicap placard in his vehicle, and I'm thinking, man, I mean, is it wise for you to go solo, off-roading in places where you might not be able to get out by yourself or whatnot? And yeah, I just. This goes back to when I was out here last time when some guy got stuck on the passes up there in his Durango and needed help to get out. And I'm thinking, man, why are these people why do people need to go off-roading solo like that and putting themselves in situations where, they have no contingencies? I'm out here at the 100-yard impact area just to take a look at this target and also push it out to 200. So this is Lapua long range. This is kind of a messed up group because when I shot this group, it was all centering around here, a couple highs and lows, and then this last one was here. So I started to shoot another group here, but they were all impacting here. So it kind of messed it up. I started aiming here. For some reason, there was some weird wind condition earlier that was pushing us literally about 1.5 inches left. I don't know why I didn't see it. I didn't see it on the line. I didn't see it through my scope. So I shot one more 10-shot group here, and this is where we're at. This is kind of Lapua long range. It's about a 1-inch group. Not too impressive at 100 yards, but it is what it is. So I shot Lapua super long range, and this is actually a pretty good group. It looks more like 1 inch, but it looks like a better 1-inch group as far as the elevation dispersion. The windage dispersion I'll accept. And then I shot this other group here, which I did note these 3 flyers. I'm going to call them flyers, but these 3 outliers. This one was 1109. They were roughly around the 1110 feet per second area. This one was 1109. Don't know why. Maybe I pulled it. This one was like 1120, and this one was more like 1117. So the higher velocity out of the sampling, if you shoot a string, they're going to deviate. But that's pretty good. 7 out of 10 here. It's just these 3 outliers. But based on just these 1, 2, 3 groups long range and then 2 groups of super long range at 100 yards. Super long range, at least the lots that I have right now, I only have 1 brick of each. Super long range is better in my voodoo. My voodoo is very finicky with Lapua ammo. 200-yard target. Left side is going to be long range. Right side super long range. I made a windage adjustment, but it was a little bit excessive. However, got 10 shots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With long range, it's about a 2.5-inch vertical dispersion. It is what it is. We'll interpret that later. And then we have super long range. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This one kind of killed it. If you look, vertical dispersion is about the same, 2.5 inches roughly. Windage dispersion is about the same. So at distance, starting at, when you get to 200 yards, it's probably about equal, at least with my gun. I'm sure that if we try this ammo in another gun, it might shoot a little differently, but as right now with these lots, this is how it's looking with my voodoo. Anyway, I had to clear some rocks out in front of this target because they were blocking the bottom, because this is a very short target stand or target board. But I cleared the rocks out of the way so I can actually see the bottom ones. Anyway, we'll leave this target out here so we can use it a little bit more. Having a hard time calling the wind here. It's shifted. It actually went from right to left to right. However, I really can't call direction right now with the Mirage. Got no indicators other than that. All I know is there's not a boil. It's not a boil, but it's moving. That's all I can tell you. So I want to shoot left of target, so we'll do that. I'll favor left edge. Huh. Could have went straight on, it would have hit. There you go. Oh, now it's a boil. People don't know what a boil is. With Mirage tends to, you'll see the waves either go one direction or the other. A boil is when it goes straight up. And typically, boil would technically mean no wind. However, if you follow what a lot of experienced shooters do, at least high power, traditional high power, they don't like to shoot in the boil. If the wind has been favoring a certain condition most of the time and it comes to a boil, they won't shoot that boil, because what that usually means though is if the wind has been going a certain direction in a certain manner most of the morning and most of the day, and this out of nowhere starts to boil, that typically means there's going to be some kind of
air condition, like a condition with the air between you and the target, where there's probably a change in some sort of pressure, and so you could be seeing some sort of anomaly there, which could affect your shot. I'm not that good, so I don't know if that's true or not. But a lot of folks have told me that you shouldn't shoot in a boil if it happens. Just for the wind, and then stay with that wind accordingly, because it's better to have wind, I guess, in a certain direction with a certain amount of speed that you know is going to be a relative constant, and shoot in that condition rather than the anomalous condition when it starts to boil off. Because you think it's a boil, there's no wind, and you're like, oh yeah, great, I'll shoot no wind. But I've been told that there could be unpredictable air movements between you and the target.
It's 2 minutes after 10. I've been walking back and forth between like my own ceasefires up into the range area where I can get cell coverage. So I got text messages from the other match director who was going to come out, and I told him in advance, hey, if you don't got lockers, you probably don't want to try it. But he went there. He's got lockers, but he's not really comfortable trying to take that line, so he's not going to come in. He told me there's like a couple people who their cars, I guess their vehicles died. Maybe they got hydrolocked or something. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and pack it up and make my way out of here. He says the creek is starting to get a little bit deeper. I'm guessing probably because the sun's out and you're going to get a little bit of snow melt off, but it shouldn't be too bad. But we'll make our way out. I was actually going to stick around a little bit now that he's not showing up and head down to the Rimfire range, do a run through of the April NRL22 Course of Fire. Because today was supposed to be our match day for March, but they canceled the match because of the creek conditions. Apparently it was a good idea to cancel close the range rather. They closed the range because of the creek conditions, so we canceled our match. So I guess probably a good idea that they did shut down the range for non-member use, like including match activities, given what's happening out there right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just pack it in rather than do a run through the April 2023 NRL22 Course of Fire, which I did pull down because they just uploaded this morning. When I was out there, I checked the website and it's on. I'll just come out later this week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll just do a run through. I think I have enough ammo to shoot the Course of Fire, but maybe I don't. So I know it's not ideal conditions, so I'll go ahead and just wait a couple days and not get stuck out here or whatever. Anyway, not much of a day today. I expected to do a little bit more because I did bring out my 6 Creedmoor. I was hoping for the other match director to show up and open up the container and we can shoot some other steel at 300, but you know, it happens. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the range vlog, pack up my gear, and just make my way out of here. So today is Sunday, March 26th here at the West End Gun Club. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vlog.